Hey, my name is Alberto Saenz, and I'm here to tell you about my house that Sam Stevenson helped me build here in Canyon Lake, Texas. So a little back history. I bought this lot back in 2021. It was, trees and all sorts of stuff. And I asked around. I wasn't from the area. I was originally from Austin, and then I bought this lot wanting to build out here. I looked for a custom home builder who pointed me to a CAD guy. He says, first and foremost, go see what kind of house you want, and then we can spec it out. So I went and found this guy who had like a little side business that's a CAD drawer. And I told him I wanted a 3-story and, all sorts of things. And he designed a house that I wanted. But it turned out that house, I was getting a construction loan. So that house is pretty much, too costly and certain things did not fit. The stairs from the first to the second floor and the second to the third floor were not on top of each other correctly and all sorts of structural issues. So, that was in 2021 when I bought the lot. I actually finished building in 2023. And the reason why there was a big gap is, I had a bunch of false starts, right? So when I took the CAD drawing that guy had, I had a structural engineer look at it, and that was actually Sam. And Sam pointed out all the deficiencies and all sorts of stuff. So then I asked Sam, well, what should I do? And he says, well, you have two choices. You can either spend all that money to possibly build that house, or you can start from scratch. Well, to me, it made more sense to start from scratch. So I asked Sam, can you work with me to design a house that I want? And he did. And, I can honestly say that one of the biggest reasons that I have this house now is because Sam, helped me attain it and achieve that. It was a bunch of things, but again, I was getting a construction loan, right? So, I had a budget to work with, and take into account that in 2021, 2022, lumber was kind of still pretty high. It wasn't insanely high, but it was still pretty high. And the lumber company was coming back with a pretty high number that was messing up my budget. And Sam was able to say, look, I have it, rendered and all sorts of stuff. This is a lumber package that you need to build a house. And it was like much cheaper than the lumber package the lumber company wanted to pawn off on me. So that helped me, stay within budget and, keep the lumber people honest. So that was first and foremost. And the other stuff was, it's the little details, right? I don't know if you can tell, the lot is situated this way, but the house is positioned slightly askew that way. And one of the things that I like about that is, that's east, that's west. And when the sun goes over my house, I never get direct sunlight into my living room, which is those 3 large windows, right? So it's great living in Texas and not having direct sun into your living room and being able to look out and see the nice view. So, that's awesome. And the other thing that he was able to do was, Sam mixes tech and science and passion, right? So he was able to solve, the stairway problem. He came up with some box stairs and all sorts of things. And along the way, he was kind of like a trusted advisor as far as like, what should I do, A, B, or C? And Sam, one of the things I liked about him is, he's passionate about this thing and he's also very knowledgeable. So it's all about trade-offs. You can have this, but are you willing to pay for that? Or you really shouldn't do this because structurally it's not, kosher, and, everything you see, obviously everybody wants windows, but he can tell you that's a good placement or that's a bad placement. And it's either bad placement, you shouldn't do it, or are you willing to pay more for the framing, the special framing that it needs? So, I didn't know much about housing, right? Everything I learned was through Google and whatnot. But, with Sam's help, just a normal dude like me was able to achieve, a nice house like that. So I wanted to say kudos to Sam. And if he can do that to, help somebody else, I'm more than gladly, be a witness to the fact that he's able to achieve things that you want to do because he's passionate about it too. And not only that, he knows a lot. So, I don't think you can go wrong if Sam helps you out. If you're ever in Canyon Lake, come check it out. So that's some of the view that I have. As you can see, not too shabby. And I'm a tall guy, so one of the things, I'm sorry for the mess, but we do have this is a well-lived-in house. One of the things that I wanted was, I'm a tall guy, so I wanted high ceilings and I wanted high everything, as you can tell. And Sam was able to pretty much design not only the outside of the house, but how the inside would look as well. So these are some of the stairs that Sam was able to do, which the original stairs were just, flat stairs. These are box stairs. And what these guys are able to accomplish is I don't need 35-foot long studs, which don't really exist in the wild. So they'd have to be some sort of composite LVL studs, which would be very expensive. So, I didn't need to do that. So, pretty happy with how my house turned out. And as I mentioned, one of the reasons why, I was pretty successful. And, home building is not without its, headaches and whatnot, but Sam was able to remediate a lot of those, or at least minimize a bunch of them. So yeah, very happy with how my house turned out. And again, this is a house that Sam designed and helped me build along the way. So if you can go with Sam, that's what I would do.